Did you know I'm gonna come with it? Come with the 10 minutes. I want you staring into these pretty brown eyes. Hey guys, this is Tiffany J coming to you live. 10 minutes with yours truly. I hope you like the show. Check it out. Hello. Here we are again. 10 minutes with Tiffany J. I hope everyone's been having an awesome week. We're getting ready for the Christmas holiday. It's coming up pretty soon. So, I just want to let you guys know I am on my way home from work. It's after 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. And for us retailers, it's a bit rough out here, you know. We're standing up all day, 8 hours, and dealing with the general public. Just trying to make ends meet and trying to make people happy. So keep us in your prayers, keep us in your thoughts. And when you go out, just as we're being of service to you, be of service to us and just treat us with a positive attitude. How about that? So just keep that in mind as you go out and handle your day. So I had a few things written down. They're in my notebook. My notebook's at home. I'm driving home, and I wanted to make sure that I kept my podcast on time. One, I wanted to let you guys know I apologize if I ever go over. Two, I think I want to keep it to 5 days a week. So Monday through Friday, and then I have the weekend off just to give me time to recoup. And then three, maybe we'll throw some music up in there, a few snippets of some things that I'm working on, just so you can get an inside view, you know? So first, I did say on one of my last posts, on my first day back of work, I said I was going to talk about my peanut butters and jellies. Today is day 5 of working in a row, and tomorrow will be day 6, and then I'm supposed to be off, but we'll see about that. We had a few issues going on as far as with the job and trying to get things done and ready on time, so we shall see. But some peanut butters and jellies, which are, my peanut butters are some challenges. Peanut butter is kind of tough and a little thick to chew through or swallow, so that's why we call those our challenges. Our peanut butters and our jellies are things that are very slick and sly and smooth, and they're easy to come by, right? So let's start off with our challenges. The peanut butters are getting back into the groove. Mentally, I was ready. I had always been ready, and I feel like the physical aspect was like, okay, so we're standing up again. I need to get one of my favorite pairs of shoes, you guys, are On Clouds. If you put it in on Google, you'll see On Clouds. They're like made with Swiss German engineering or something like that. And they are amazing shoes. They are the best shoes to stand in all day. They are the best shoes to work out in. They are the best. So I plan on getting another pair because I've had a pair for about 3-4 years and they're a little ragged. So it's time to get a new pair. But until I get that new pair, right now I'm working in my boots. So standing up for about 8 hours is a bit much. It's a lot on my feet, and I'm quite exhausted throughout the end of the day. The first 3 days I felt it in my legs. I felt it everywhere. And I said, okay, I just went home and kind of flopped and fell out. I'm doing a closing shift usually, you guys. And so I leave at 10 and then I kind of sleep I'm able to sleep in. I usually still get up around 8, 9, and then I make some breakfast and then I get ready for work. So yeah, my challenges physically are just the standing up all day, being alert for the entire time. I've been doing okay. Mentally, I'm okay. What I find is, a lot of people were like, we're glad that you're back. And then it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it's still kind of bad as far as the workload and being able to maintain it. So I'm still pushing, sometimes when you go at 100% versus maybe 60%. Right now, I'm doing a 90%. I'm not pushing a 100 because I don't ever want to push myself to a 100. I'm just doing the best that I can and pacing myself and leaving room for, a 10% of when I get home and, hey, I may want to cook, or I may want to work on a song, or I may want to do something else, or I may want to talk to you guys, So I leave the 10% extra for me for whatever it is that I want to do. And then as I get closer to the deadlines, I'll decide whether or not if I need to push in that extra 10%. I think that's That's what do you want to call it? That's a practice or a habit that I want to keep on going. Exert 90% of your energy and save the 10. Let me think about what else I wrote down. Let's talk about some positives. Some positives are it was good to see. It was good to be back. I had two coworkers in particular who they're not even in my department. They actually work on the floor a lot, so I rarely get to see them or hang out with them. But they actually came back and they said, hey, welcome back. And I just wanted to make sure that I said, hey, like, I really wanted to check on you and see how you were doing. Like, that meant a lot. Like, I told a few people what was going on, but for people to actually chime in and see how I'm doing, that meant a lot. And then we continue our conversations here and there, so that meant a lot. That was positive. Another positive is it was good to see some of my customers. It was good to see people. It's good to be back at work, good to be up and about. It's tough though, because sometimes you want to go back to the way things were. Once you kind of start doing things for a good month or so, you get into a new habit, and that's what I had got into. And that's why the last 2 weeks of my recovery period, I tried to make sure that I got back up. I wrote down a plan so I can get back into the gist of things, so it wouldn't be so much of a shock. One thing I had wrote down earlier this morning was something about time. Time exists, and then time also doesn't exist, right? I feel like time exists because things are set in motion, as far as the earth rotates on its axis, and then it rotates or revolves around the sun, etc., etc. Therefore, we have time because we're propelling ourselves into the future. I also feel like there's time because things are in motion, as far as there's a start and a finish to everything. Like when your cells are born, or when you're born, and when they divide, and when they multiply, and then things get older, you know what I mean? So therefore there is time. And I had thought to myself, dang, and sometimes you wish you could stop time and just kind of sit and do nothing. But the more you sit and do nothing, the more time will escape you and you'll be left behind. So it's good to keep on moving. It's good to keep on going. It's good to keep on flowing. And you need to make sure that you have some good coping mechanisms for such a time when you need to regroup yourself. I recently listened to the Chatterbox Radio podcast. One of my homegirls, her name is Ashley. Shout out to Ashley, Miss Redbone. She was talking about a lot of the things that we go through as people in general, as human beings, and some of us finding ways to cope, whether they're through drugs, whether they're through sex, whether they're through people, or whether they're through food, or whatever the case, or whether it's through songs. And she had talked about a Jasmine Sullivan song, and how Jasmine Sullivan really, like, with the essence of her soul, her voice just embodies every bit of what one feels, when they're going through a heartbreak. And heartbreak doesn't only necessarily have to be like, a relationship situation. Someone could really have done you wrong, and it could have broken your heart, or made your heart ache, or made your spirit down, or something happened at your job, or something happened in your family, or with your finances, or whatever the case is, and you have a heartache and a heartache and a heartbreak, right? So I say to myself, in reference to that, and in reference to time and peanut butters and jellies, things like that, challenges and positives, negatives here and there, that it's important to listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your soul, listen to your spirit, and figure out what you need to do to pour back into you. You're responsible for your own happiness, and figure those things out. Take time to dig deep into who you are as an individual, so that you can be the best person that you can be. Number one, for yourself, and then number two, for whoever, whether it's God, whether it's your family, whether it's your kids, whatever the case is, be good for them. Okay? So that, so far, I'm pretty much in good spirits. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a very small light right now. I can't really see it right now because I'm just kind of focused on just getting a few things done, and hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow is always a better day. Keep that in mind. Why? Because you're on this side of the earth or this side of the ground, and you have flowers that you can give to people, even if it is a smile. Okay, so keep in mind, every kind act plants seeds and roots that will sprout into a tree one day, and you have no idea when and where you'll bear your fruit. So keep that in mind. This is 10 Minutes with Tiffany J. Thank you so much for rocking with me on my way home. That was another edition of 10 Minutes with Tiffany J. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, because I know I did. You can find more episodes on my website, www.tjayetaylor.com, and go to podcasts. But don't stop there. Hop on over to the music tab and rock out to your favorite Tiffany J records, starting with my latest single, Work For It. Available for streaming and downloads on all major platforms, with a bomb video showcase on YouTube featuring the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina.